Hi, and welcome back to Musicians Edition Practice with Me for Flute. I'm your teacher, Reesa, and today we're working in the Rubank Intermediate Method for Flute or Piccolo. Today we're on page 34 again, except for we're looking at the duet this time, okay? And this is part 1 for today, okay? So there's going to be some challenges here, mainly with that key signature. So since this is part of the E major studies, let's go ahead, let's warm up with the E major scale. We don't have to do the one that's on this page. Let's just do a simple 2-octave, dun, 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 dun. Okay, 2-octave. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. If you really want to get to know your scales, just real quick, we did release our scales course for flute. It has all the major, minors, and the chromatic scales, 2 octaves, and we're going to learn how to memorize them if you're interested in that. That's in the link below. Okay, moving on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our, then you'll remember me, duet part 1. Okay, so we're still in the key of E major, lots of sharps here. Okay, and when it comes to our rhythms, there's nothing like overly tricky. We just have a couple dotteds of some things, right? And then we have some triplets in line 2. Speaking of line 2, there is a symbol we need to talk about because we haven't seen it before, at least with our series here, okay? So look at line 2, measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has the triplets, okay? On the second F, we have a funny looking X, right? Meaning like it's not an X, maybe it's some flowers, I don't know. It looks like this, right? That is a double sharp. So what is a double sharp? How do we apply it? Okay, so there's the double sharp because our key signature already has the F sharp in it, right? And a lot of times a composer will write the sharp in it, even though it's already in there, in case they want to remind you that, hey, this is back to sharp if we already had a natural. Sometimes they just put the sharps in to remind us, even though it's already in the key signature. Here, the composer wants us to know that it still needs to go higher than the F sharp. So we're already on F sharp, okay? So to sharp this even more, the next step would be what? Would be G natural. So we're going to play this F double sharp with the same fingerings as G natural, okay? So that's how we're going to apply that double sharp. It's going to sharp an already sharped note, okay? I don't see these a whole lot of times, but I see them enough to know that I need to know what it is and how to figure out what fingering it's equivalent to. It's inharmonic, right? So that's what that is. You might want to mark your sheet music that it's equivalent to G, but I don't want us to get used to it. So once we kind of start learning it, we're going to erase it. Okay, I think that's going to be more of our challenges. We do have a B sharp. We talked about the B sharp last time and what it's equivalent to. Do you remember? Think of it. B sharp is, its inharmonic is C natural, okay? That'll be coming up. And then at second to last measure, we have an A sharp. Think of its inharmonic. What is it? B flat, okay? So that's going to be more of a challenge than anything, is just the key signature, what's being sharped even more. A lot going on there. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's sight read this nice and slow, okay? Don't worry about articulations. We're just trying to get a feel for the piece and the rhythms, the notes, the sharps, all that kind of stuff. All right, here we go. Ready? And we do have the pickup. This goes on 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3. right, excellent job. So just from that, you could probably tell where your tricky areas are. So let's kind of just break this down in certain sections and whatnot. So the top line shouldn't really be that bad. It's kind of just that might be where you're remembering with the key signature. Oh, that's C sharp. Ah, G sharp. Ah, C sharp again. Ah, D sharp. Right? Like that's usually the line where we're remembering the key signature. So if you're kind of forgetting, you can mark your sharps in. Right? Because I know sometimes I have a tendency to do that. Even though I have the key signature marked, it's like once I'm playing, I'm like, what key signature is this G sharp? So you can mark your sharps in. Okay? So let's take a look. Yes, still only at the top line. We do have dynamics here. For this whole entire piece, it's marked for mezzo piano. Okay, so we kind of want it to be soft. When I'm hearing this piece or feeling this piece, it feels like love to me, even though the title, Then You'll Remember Me. See, that could be taken in different ways, but to me, it reminds me of love. And so that's, there's a lot of room for expression in this piece, just off of kind of like that, right? So kind of soft. The piece is andante, so it is slower, but I don't think it's as slow as I played it. And we do have some slurs in here. I didn't do any slurs when we were just sight reading this. Okay, so let's try adding in the dynamic and our articulation. We're only doing the top line right now, okay? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent job. Hopefully that brought in some expression, and even though it's marked mezzo piano, you still can crescendo a little and decrescendo, especially when you're playing this with another person. Make sure you're kind of like matching the energies you guys together, and you probably would too, is match the energy. So if you're like, this feels natural to grow a little, your partner may grow along with you. Well, they should. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, and if you didn't add any expressions, try adding some, okay? It'll really help the piece flow. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, excellent job. Let's move on to line 2 now, okay? There's a little bit more challenging stuff here with line 2, okay? Mainly, let's see, I know some people struggle with measure 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, don't let that dotted 8th, 16th combo throw you off there, okay? So just know where your beats come in. Okay? Long, short, da, 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 da. Okay? And then the following measure, that's probably the trickiest measure in here. I know for a lot of people it will be. If, I don't speak for everybody. That I know is a tricky one for a lot of students. Triplet, triplet. And it's not even necessarily the triplet rhythm. It's just more of like the notes. So let's play measure 4 together. Just measure 4, just to make sure we have that rhythm down. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's look at measure 5 with the triplets, okay? Let's do this note by note for a minute, okay? B natural, C sharp, D sharp, E natural, F sharp, F double sharp, and then ending on G sharp. Okay, now let's start putting it a little bit more to the rhythm, okay? Nice and slow. Do it with the triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. it can be really tricky between the E natural, the F sharp, and the F double sharp. So let's just look at that 3-note sequence. Okay, let's just do that a couple times. So I'm just gonna count us 1, 2, 3. I know this isn't our correct thing in the sheet music, but all we're looking at is that last triplet. Okay, I want our fingers to like really connect the dots with what we're seeing, so we're not thinking about it when we're playing it, okay? So let's go ahead, we're just gonna play the triplet, we're gonna play it on the 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're gonna keep speeding it up to where we can feel comfortable with it, all right? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's try putting it together. Okay, so that whole entire measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Let's do it just a few more times to make sure we're comfortable with it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting better. All right, if we haven't been slurring, now it's time to add the slur. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. All right, now let's do all of line 2. Still at mezzo piano. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll stop there. I know I played one note over. It's hard not to when it's part of the phrase. Okay, let's do it again. Let's still making sure we're playing mezzo piano. I'm gonna just remind myself here and make sure we're slurring in the right spot. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. Now let's go ahead and take a look at line 3. Okay, this is where we have that B sharp. So that one's a little harder to know that it's kind of coming up just because it's on the next line. So circle it, try to look ahead, whatever. Okay, then within the same measure, we go back to B natural. Okay, and then, like I said, second to last measure, A sharp. Okay, let's go ahead and play line 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. Let's actually put the metronome on. I probably should have had that the whole time. Okay. Remember, we're still mezzo piano, and make sure we're slurring and tying in the right spots. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. I think the metronome helped. I have a tendency to rush through certain things. Okay, now let's go ahead and put it all together. Beginning to end, let's do it with the metronome, then we'll do it as a duet. Okay, so we're playing 80 here. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, excellent job. Let's go ahead and do this as a duet. So you remain on part 1. I'm going to play part 2. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, excellent job. Fun, right? Excellent. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to hit like, notify, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our practices. Thanks for joining, and until next time. For more questions, comments, concerns, or even if you want feedback or to play games, make sure you join the Musicians Edition Flute group. It's free to join and anyone can participate. We'll see you there. And while you're signing up for all sorts of goodies, don't forget to join our YouTube course. It's free, it has all these lessons, but a little bit more organized.